and welcome to my channel. Now, in the previous videos, I've been talking about a paranormal series that I've been wanting to do for the Halloween season. Now, I already started talking about a haunted cemetery in Spring Hill and a historic theater in Tampa, Florida. Now today, I want to talk about a certain place, and it's a little bit different because it's not really related to a building or a historic landmark or anything like that. It's really interesting because it's a town. It's called Casadaga, Florida. And it was founded by a man named George Colby in 1895. And basically, he was known for being a trance medium, and he basically went all around the world and to like numerous states. And I guess he did a lot of readings and seances, and supposedly one night in one of his readings, there was an Indian named Seneca, which was an Indian spirit that came through a seance, and he manifested himself, and basically he was telling him to go to this state in Florida. Now, he was originally from New York, and when he came to Florida, in Casadaga, before it was actually Casadaga, it's named that now, and it's historic because of him, but I'll get to that in a minute. Basically, he came to Florida, and in his visions, he's seen this town in his visions before he even arrived there. As soon as he arrived to Casadaga, he realized that it was the town he was seeing in his visions for a very long time. Now, this town today, he is one of the biggest founders of a psychic organization, and it's basically built on a spiritual belief called spiritualism. And there is also a church on spiritualism, and it's basically the belief of a continued life after death, meaning that the human spirit leaves there is a spirit in the human body, and it leaves the body after you pass away, and that there is another world beyond the land of the living. And basically, what I'm reading here, the Casadaga Spiritual Camp Association, something like that, it was founded by George Colby. And basically, this town had become, psychic central. And there's a lot of psychic mediums, there's a lot of tarot card readers, there's a lot of witches, there's a lot of really, really cool stuff. Also, the hotel in Casadaga, Florida is known for being haunted by an Irishman that is known to turn the lights on and off at night. And this town is just a very mysterious and gothic and magical looking town compared to a lot of places in Florida. And it's a place where people go to, get readings and to get answers and to get healings and stuff like that, from spiritual healers and shamans and witch doctors and so on and so forth. So it's quite the kooky town, and half of the residents there are psychic or spiritualist or readers or witches. It's one of the most psychic capitals in the world. So basically, George Colby attended a summer spiritualist camp in Lilydale, New York, and it really inspired him to make a spiritualist camp in Casadaga, and so he did. And there actually is to this day. And it basically teaches you how to be connected with the dead, and the dead provide, really good guidance to us. And a lot of spiritualists will say there are 7 things you have to remember as a spiritualist, and those 7 things will always help you through life. And basically, death is life, and life is death. And it's kind of this never-ending circle that makes sense. And I have the same kind of belief as well. I do believe there is life after death, but I don't really have a religious standpoint, so I guess I'd be more of a spiritualist, Wiccan kind of person more than religious, but I wouldn't say I'm a-religious either. But basically, like in the area alone, there is a community library, there is a haunted cemetery, and also along with this, it's not too far from Disney World. Um, and like I said, like half of the residents are psychic, um, and it's just it's a really really crazy town. It's most definitely something you'd want to check out. There's even signs of like ghost crossing and stuff like that. It's such an interesting place, and I would love to visit it one time or another. But it's got rich history behind it, and it's just a really cool and magical place to go. Most people there are very friendly and very welcoming to guests and to tourists. The only thing they kind of frown upon is just being a bit too curious. Usually people come there for answers or for healing or for knowledge for themselves. There's a lot of metaphysical stores there, probably witchcraft stores there as well. I mean, I know there's a couple in my area, not too far from here. It's a couple miles from here, maybe a couple hours as well, maybe an hour and a half or 45 minutes, but it's called Practical Magic. But I'm sure there's a lot of that, and there is a lot of spiritualist and Wiccan and psychic people in Florida, let alone. So if you are in Florida, also check out Casadaga, Florida, because it's an absolutely amazing place. It's filled with history and just filled with psychics and just magic. And yeah, it's just a really, really awesome place. So this has concluded the third video of my paranormal, spooky kind of stuff. It's not always going to follow ghost stories. It might just inspire stories that deal with paranormal things. But yeah, you get the point. But until next time, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to start saying that on my videos because it really, really helps me out. And I love seeing those numbers go up in subscribers. And I love seeing comments from you guys. It means the world to me. When I get comments from you, it makes my day. And it makes me so happy to get feedback to know if I'm doing something right or doing something wrong. And also, requests. You can request anything, especially for paranormal stuff. You can suggest things to me. You could leave any comment you like. So, until next time, guys, thank you. Bye.